this world go hand in hand. Peanut butter and jelly, Batman and Robin, even rock and roll. Unfortunately, I never found myself in any of these pairs. For me, in public speaking, we're like Superman and Lex Luthor, not bondable. Speaking was always a significant challenge for me, for I always felt very awkward and tongue-tied in front of any type of audience. For I always felt as if they were silently criticizing me, somewhat judging me in a way. I was so embarrassed to talk that when I did, it would come out in a barely audible mumble, so nobody around me could hear what I was saying. In the summer of 2018, when I first moved to Southlake, I was a timid young boy who was petrified to verbally communicate with anybody. Moving to a new location in the middle of the school year didn't help my phobia. I was perfectly comfortable communicating with my parents through nods and grunts in a public place. Now, how many of you in the audience have been forced into a class you didn't want to go to? Somewhat like the TED Talk that I'm doing right now. Well, that's exactly what my mom did. She sent me to nothing less than capital punishment. Debate class. Weeks on end, my debate class continued, but all too quickly the big day arrived, my first debate tournament. I was a downright mess. I didn't understand any of the cases we were given. My first topic was about the universal healthcare system. What maniac gives a 12-year-old boy a topic about the universal healthcare system when the politicians in Washington haven't figured it out? To add to that, there were words such as assiduous thrown all around the cases. But without any options, this young novice was forced to show up to the tournament. I vividly remember walking into the room for my first debate tournament and seeing another girl around my age, meaning that she was another novice. Being small, scrawny, and having black beady eyes, she looked easy to take down. As a young and foolish debater, my confidence soared through the roof. Soon the judge entered, and I was chosen first to speak. I stood up and struggled through my speech, pausing many times before finally finishing. I sat down and was relieved to be over. However, it was far, far from over. The girl calmly stood up and finished her whole 4-page document before you could even say the words, "How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?" I, stunned, looked on my white blank sheet of paper, which was supposed to be filled with notes on her case, and I knew I lost. And as for me, it was as if she spoke in Klingon. So my journey, which still continues today, has never been easy on me, but I knew giving up just wasn't an option. I had my eyes set on my goal, and I couldn't let any obstacles get in the path. As I continued to debate, I only grew more confident in my abilities to speak. I started entering more challenging tournaments to a point where I moved up a whole age group and found myself competing against some of the best debaters in the region. I won a few, but lost all too many. I was always being brought down by the brute strength of those who were older than me. After every single fall, it was harder to get up, but when I did, I learned from my mistakes. This is why, till today, I'm a passionate debater. Looking back on my journey, I've realized how much I've grown. From being a scared talker to a competitive debater, debating has changed my life. Debating has introduced me to policy debate, which I hope to use as a platform to show that my generation, which many people think is useless, disengaged, and lazy, that we aren't any of those 3 traits, that we care for our futures and the issues related to it. But most importantly, policy debating has shown me that it's not the success that shapes you, it's your failures. There's a quote in my mom's office from Winston Churchill: "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that matters." Finally, I know what it means. I overcame my Lex Luthor. Now what's yours? Thank you.